My name is Mr. McAllister, and I teach Introduction Engineering Design, Civil Engineering and Architecture, and PLTW Capstone in the Industrial Tech Department. The main scope of the class is that students get a full understanding of how engineers and designers solve problems, from the first concept of the problem all the way through to manufacturing and testing and getting it out to market. It is the full beginning to end of the full design process.
I'm trying to solve the issue of walking into a bathroom stall and turning around and there's no lock on the door, or the lock doesn't work. So designing a portable lock that can be placed on the door to fix that in the scenario where there isn't a lock.
So traditionally, the retainer sits in a container that is laid horizontally, which allows bacteria and water to just kind of sit in the retainer. And I didn't like that because I felt like it was making my own retainer kind of gross. So instead, I created a retainer case that stores the retainer vertically and allows excess water to drip off with also more excess airflow.
The PLTW Capstone course is a totally open-ended course where students have to identify problems, prove problems exist, prove people want the problem solved, research via patent research whether or not somebody else has solved the problem or not, and then can they solve that problem in a different way than it's been solved before, and then they view whether or not people would be willing to pay for it, and then they also come up with ideas with how to solve the problem. They brainstorm.
The first semester was like 6 10-page essays on why the problem was relevant, which I didn't realize. I was like, oh, I'm here to build stuff, this will be fun. And then the first semester was like the most writing I've done in my life.
I've done a lot of research from the trajectory of bacteria for placing the actual holes on my retainer. And then I've also just done retainer about how vertically storing it is better than obviously horizontally storing it.
I did a lot about researching how common it is for stalls to be missing locks, how common vandalism happens, which usually entails missing parts of the door or locking. And then the actual figuring out how many people used it roughly per day.
From idea to prototype, they have to research how it's been solved before, and they have to get what are the main functions of the product they would need in order to solve the problem. And then finally they develop a fully functioning prototype that they have to present in April or May.